struggling artists realize the world is cold, but we came here to spark it. Swimming little guppies in a sea full of sharks. It's gonna take a miracle to not end up hard.
Hello, and welcome to another episode of Inside the Six with Ian and Thomas.
Hi, everybody.
This might be a shorter episode, maybe not.
With the outgoes.
We're currently in the path of a hurricane right now, so we're still prepping for that a bit. But we wanted to make sure we got an episode out for you, because there were a lot of things that happened this week in football. As you may have noticed, the title of this week's episode is the Week of Comebacks. And Ian actually called it the paradigm shift, which I almost made that title. It was pretty good. But some of the top teams are struggling this season. They're just not picking up the points that they should pick up. And it happened against three major teams this week, where they were ahead and lost the lead and didn't get the 3 points out of it.
And one of those, I mean, in all fairness, was Tottenham Arsenal.
Yeah,
which is a battle of a couple of powerhouses. But Tottenham was up 2-0, and then ended up dropping 2 points. Ended up with a 2-2 draw.
Mm-hmm. In all fairness, Arsenal did deserve the point.
True.
Arsenal worked their butts off to get that point.
True.
But it's one of those things. The same thing happened with Chelsea, 2-0 up. You shouldn't lose that lead. But it's often called the most dangerous lead in football.
Yeah, the 2-0 lead.
Just because you have that small little barrier, you feel a little bit safer. But you're not. We saw it twice this weekend. It can come back and haunt you. Like I said, in all fairness, Arsenal fought for that point, but Tottenham, in my opinion, were the better team for the majority of the game.
They had some pretty big issues. I don't know, big. They had some mild to moderate issues defensively that let them down, and cost them those 2 points because they were definitely pushing harder. And Heung-min Son is something, man.
Yes.
Everybody talks about Harry Kane.
No,
it's not my guy, man. The penalty he took was brilliant. It was an absolutely brilliant penalty.
But Harry Kane is known for that. Harry Kane is the guy that you put him up at one-on-one with a keeper from a short distance away. He's going to score it. I can do that. I can score a penalty. I'm a goalkeeper.
Well, we all know Paul Pogba maybe cannot.
Okay. Well, that's just because he tries to get too fancy with the run-up. He forgets he's actually taking a penalty by the time he gets there.
Yeah.
But
I mean, in all, like I said, all in all, Harry Kane's penalty was really well taken. I mean, he sent the keeper diving to his left while Harry Kane drilled the ball to the right side. It was just a really well taken penalty kick. But Harry Kane, as far as a striker, I don't see it. Everybody talks about it. Like I said, Harry Kane. Heung-min Son's definitely a way better goal scorer.
Christian Eriksen
is a better goal scorer.
Eriksen had the other for Tottenham.
And I was really kind of happy to see Eriksen in the starting lineup.
Especially after his transfer drama with Real Madrid.
Yeah. The transfer window, by the way, has closed, and I haven't heard anything that he's going to Real.
Yeah, so at this point, if it were to happen, it would either have to happen in the January transfer window or next summer.
Yeah. So for at least the next foreseeable few months, Christian Eriksen is going to be a Hotspur.
Which I think is kind of damaging to his career. It's good for Tottenham.
It's definitely good for Tottenham.
But I think he needs to leave. I think he wants to leave because he knows that Tottenham is not a title-winning team.
No.
I think he knows that Tottenham can't fight for the title right now. I think he knows that they got really lucky last season in the Champions League.
But that being said, and I don't disagree with it, but that being said, if he goes to Real Madrid, are they a title-winning team right now?
I don't know. Real Madrid, for the past couple seasons, have been really weird. Obviously, they won 3 straight Champions Leagues. In that time, I think they won a La Liga title. And they didn't win anything last season. It's one of those things. They have so many good players on their team.
I mean, was it that big of a hit to Madrid to lose Cristiano Ronaldo to Juventus?
I think it was.
Yeah.
I think they had built the team around him, and when he left, everything crumbled.
I think so too.
They had hoped that Gareth Bale could pick up the slack. He couldn't pick up that much slack. Yeah. Nobody can pick up that much slack. I like Lionel Messi more than Cristiano Ronaldo, but I have so much respect for Ronaldo.
Yeah.
He is up there. He is one of the 2 best players in the world.
Agreed.
He is, I would very easily say, one of the top 5 best players to have ever lived. And I think Lionel Messi is up there as well.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. I mean, you can't talk about the best player ever without mentioning Leo Messi. You know, at least in a handful of players. He has to be there because he most definitely is, if not the best, one of the best. And you know, you got Ronaldo and Ronaldinho and Pele. So we got that. That's 4. Who's your 5th?
Ooh.
Romelu Lukaku. Okay, no.
No, I'm gonna go with Brazilian Ronaldo. The guy with the weird haircut. Just because I have seen so many skills compilations from him. He won so much with Brazil. He played in the top teams in the world. He is one of the best. He easily could be up there in the top 5.
Okay,
but it's you could pick somebody. You could pick Zinedine Zidane.
Yeah.
I mean, you could pick Andre Pirlo. Andre Pirlo is a fantastic player. It all depends on what you look at. But I'm going to say Brazilian Ronaldo in that aspect.
Who's your top 5? Send us a message.
Let us know in the comments.
Yeah.
If you disagree,
that'd be a really good discussion.
Let us know because I'm nowhere near an expert. We try and be as knowledgeable as possible, but
we're not experts. We're just passing on information that we read up.
Yeah.
We're just compiling stuff.
And then kind of want to talk about the Arsenal side as well, real quick.
Okay.
Alexander Lacazette and Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang both found the net, both easily finding the net this season. I think the addition of Nicolas Pepe up top with them is boosting them a little bit more.
Yes. He was really sharp in that game. He was sharp last week, too.
Yeah, he didn't get the goal this week, but he was definitely important in setting up the 2. So I think his addition, he's going to start scoring goals here pretty soon, and I definitely think he's going to push Lacazette and Aubameyang to be better. And they were already pretty scary last season, so.
Yeah. Aubameyang was one of the 3 Golden Boot winners for the season.
Yep.
So, having someone to kind of help push him forward a little bit is going to be a little bit troublesome.
Most definitely. I guess we'll talk about the Chelsea-Sheffield game. I don't really want to talk about it, but it was another one of those comebacks. Chelsea went into halftime 2-0 up. It looked like smooth sailing until about the 70. When was their first goal? When was Sheffield's first goal? Oh, that's right. They scored it right after halftime.
Yeah.
It was one of those goals. I think that Chelsea hadn't quite woken up from the halftime yet, and Sheffield took advantage. And in the 89th minute, Kurt Zouma scored an own goal, which I think is harsh. Looking back at it, I didn't see that it came off of him.
I didn't either. I don't know that I would have called it an own goal either. It grazed him at most.
Yeah.
And I thought it was really unfortunate for Kurt Zouma. He didn't have the best match.
He's been struggling a bit this season.
Yeah, he seems like he's got a cog out of place somewhere. I'm not going to discount him, and what are we, week 4?
Yeah.
I'm definitely not going to discount him. He's a really good defensive player, and usually has a pretty good game. This one, he kind of maybe he missed a cup of coffee or something. I don't know, but I think the own goal, I agree, was harsh. I don't think it was an own goal. like I said, if it touched him, it grazed him at the most. He didn't know anything about it.
Yeah. And he was going to cover for Fikeo Tomori's missed man.
Yeah, that was what it was. I mean, it was a big hole in the defense, and Kurt Zouma was doing everything he could to kind of fill in the gap that was left, and just got unlucky.
Yeah, if he hadn't gone to it would have been a much easier score.
Oh, absolutely. It was going to be a goal one way or the other.
And that actually brings me to my next statement. I am a Chelsea fan. I enjoy being a Chelsea fan. Looking at some of the other Chelsea fans and what they've been saying over the past couple of weeks makes me not want to be a Chelsea fan. I don't know if you've seen this.
I didn't. I heard it from you.
So, after the UEFA Super Cup match, when Tammy Abraham missed the penalty to give the game to Liverpool, he was subject to a lot of racial abuse from Chelsea fans, which is absolutely horrific.
It's 2019. It's so narrow-minded.
Yes.
It's ignorant. It's inexcusable. It's reprehensible. It's disgusting. And people like that have no place, not only in the world of football, they don't have a place in the world.
No.
There is absolutely no reason for it. And the thing is, and like I said, you were telling me this, and we discussed it a little bit the other day. I didn't go looking for it. I didn't want to make myself that angry. And I can kind of feel the tension rise. I just thinking about the fact that there's somebody out there who calls himself a football fan who is willing to say that to one of the players on the team that he or she supports.
Yeah.
That is absolutely insane. And those people ought to be, I don't know what's more than ashamed, but that's what they need to be. It's absolutely floored me that someone can say that about their own player. And chances are that the knucklehead who's saying this stuff doesn't even play football.
Yeah.
They're the proverbial armchair quarterback. And I'm not saying I'm an expert and I'm the most skilled player, but at least I get my fat butt out there every week and I play.
But unfortunately, after the goal was ruled an official own goal on Kurt Zouma was then racially abused again by Chelsea fans. And again, as a Chelsea fan, that should not happen.
It shouldn't happen from any team.
That goes against everything that every club stands for.
That crap shouldn't happen in a Sunday beer league, much less at a top-level, world-class team.
Yep.
Kurt Zouma is probably one of the most... He's not the most underrated. I don't think he gets a lot of the respect he deserves in the game. I think he deserves more because he's typically a pretty strong back.
He's young.
But he's young and he's very humble. And mistakes happen. It was an own goal. It cost him 2 points in week 4. It's in the grand scheme of things, that 2 points is nothing. Where's Chelsea in the table?
11th.
They're in 11th, but it's week 4. There's loads of time,
especially after week 1, when we were 20th. That's not true. We were 19th because of the team that City played.
Yeah,
but that is absolutely despicable.
Despicable.
It's one of those things that it shouldn't ever happen, especially in this day and age.
Yeah, I mean, everybody talks about let's all get along. Let's get along. And like I said, my opinion is, and if you watch the match and even watch the slow motion replay, that ball barely touched him. He knew nothing about it. That was probably really loud. I'm sorry.
Tisk tisk tisk.
Yeah. There's absolutely no reason. There's no reason to even call him any names at all, much less something to do with his ethnic background, which, by the way, wasn't a choice for him. You know, I mean, not that makes it okay if someone chooses to be black, white, Asian, Hispanic. You know, I don't even have words to tell you how absolutely angry I am at the stupidity that someone would have, and then make it public. You know, you want to mutter something under your breath, that's one thing. It's still despicable. But to make it public and go on your Twitter and go on your Facebook and go on your Instagram and say those things to the world at large, there's not a hole deep enough for you.
Yeah. Fortunately, I know Frank Lampard. He came out after the Tammy Abraham incident. I haven't seen anything, but I believe he's come out again from this incident and completely denounced it. He's like, this isn't Chelsea. As somebody who's been at this club almost my entire life, this isn't this club.
Yeah.
That fan should no longer support our club. So
that fan should never be allowed in a football stadium again.
Yeah, that we apologize for the length of the rant, but it's necessary. It's something that absolutely should never happen.
We may have to change the name of the episode to "Racism is Stupid."
Yeah,
I have all kinds of really colorful words to say, but YouTube won't let me. Anyway,
but moving on, the last comeback of the week was against Manchester United. And it was one that absolutely should not have happened. The Chelsea one, okay, Sheffield's one of those teams that have kind of proved themselves in the first 4 weeks. Chelsea are also a young team. They have a lot to learn, a lot of experience to try and build up before they actually move on and hopefully challenge before Champions League starts, at least. But United shouldn't. United have way too much talent, way too much experience on the team to be doing that.
And I know we talked a lot last season about Ole Gunnar Solskjaer and the fact that he was doing pretty well. He's not.
Mm-mm.
What was the stat? You had 3 wins in 19 or something.
3 wins in their past 15 games, which is not good.
No, it's really not. Now, granted, the other 12 games weren't losses, but a fair amount of them were. And I don't.
And this one,
they have too much talent.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, this one they dropped points to Southampton. Nothing against
Southampton. They
Southampton.
dropped points to a 10-man Southampton.
Yes.
They didn't drop points to Southampton. They dropped points to a weakened Southampton. And that's, for Manchester United, that's inexcusable.
Yeah.
We were actually at a local place here in town. Thomas is a Chelsea fan, and I don't hold that against him. He's my son, and I love him. But I'm a Liverpool supporter, so we went to the Liverpool bar.
And I'll admit, I wore a Liverpool jersey. I have a Liverpool jersey.
So we went to watch the Liverpool match, and there were other guys talking. Seamus, hey, how you doing? Good to see you. And the other guys, Brian and the other boys there, and we talked about Solskjaer and the outlook that he. And this guy's a lifelong United guy. I mean, he started as a player for Manchester United, and now he's the skipper. I don't think he's going to make it to the end of the season. I don't think he's going to make it to Christmas unless something really drastic happens for United and they start doing a lot better.
I think he makes it to Christmas, and in the international break that comes right after that, he's done. The next major break after Christmas, he's done, unless he can start getting wins against teams like Southampton that he should be getting wins against.
And not slighting Southampton.
No, they fought for that goal.
Southampton fought for that point.
Brilliant goal from Vestergaard. His first Premier League goal.
His first Premier League goal. And he took his headband off after, which was kind of cool.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever seen it without his headband.
I wish he just wouldn't wear it. It looks gross.
That's true.
But whatever.
Yeah, but I'm looking at United's upcoming matches. They have Leicester City, who is one of the only 3 teams unbeaten so far. They have to travel to FC Astana. Or no, sorry, that one's at Old Trafford. To play in the Europa League. They travel to West Ham, Rochdale, and then Arsenal. So, I mean, they've got Leicester and Arsenal coming up in their next 5 games. And then
they should be definitely getting points. Maybe not so much from, Arsenal's going to be a battle for them. Arsenal's kind of there.
Yeah, they're fighting a bit. I think they have a little bit to pick up on, just like Chelsea does. But they're definitely a team that can contend for top 4 this season.
And Leicester, really not a team to trifle with. Jamie Vardy still scoring disgusting goals from nowhere.
God, the one he scored this week was ridiculous.
Ridiculous. It was so ridiculous, it's ridiculous. You can keep that.
Please don't.
But yeah, United, they need to do better, man. They really need to do better. And again, not slighting Southampton at all. They fought tooth and nail. They went down to 10 men, and you really couldn't tell.
Oh, no. Yeah, they looked... They showed up their defense a little bit, so they lost a little bit of their attacking prowess. But their defense stood for the rest of the match. So good on them. Again, we've said it a couple times. United have to pick it up.
Yep. There is... I'm trying to find that match. I want to look at... There it is. I want to look at some of the match facts there. I'm not finding what I'm looking for. I'm looking for like possession and stuff like that.
You're looking for stats.
That's what I want. Yeah. My bad. I'm on FOTMob, by the way. Yeah. See, there's a thing. I mean, it was 59% possession for Manchester United, and they didn't get all 3 points. Now, I mean, granted, 59, 60%, 60-40. Okay, that's a good battle.
We look at Tottenham, Newcastle, 80-20, and still 1-1.
Yeah. I mean, that's a fairly even match. But take into consideration the fact that Southampton was down a man, and they still managed 40% possession against Manchester United, who is one of those classic powerhouse teams.
Yeah.
They need to step it up.
Go over some quick matches real quick. City 4-0 over Brighton. Again, the City train keeps a rolling.
Yeah. Sergio Aguero right now is the leading scorer
with 6.
He's got 6.
West Ham 2-0 over Norwich. Liverpool 3-0 over Burnley. Watford 1-1 with Newcastle, which I was kind of surprised about. I thought Newcastle may have had a little bit more momentum coming off their draw with Tottenham, but Watford were able to pull out some points finally. The next game I want to talk about is going to be Crystal Palace Aston Villa, because after watching that game, I feel like Aston Villa were screwed. I believe that Aston Villa should have had a penalty in the last couple minutes. Jack Grealish made that very clear at the end with how mad he was.
Yeah,
I agree with him. I believe he was screwed out of a penalty. And the fact that VAR didn't pick it up makes me question, okay, what part of VAR prevents that from being looked at?
Right, and we talked about that during the match.
Because I would have assumed that it would have been looked at during the match.
When they showed, the slow motion replay from the different angles, it was a clear foul in the box.
Yes.
It was clear.
Which constitutes
to me
clear and obvious error.
Exactly. And that's what VAR is supposed to be there to correct. Mm-hmm. The clear and obvious errors. And somehow it got past all the officials. It got past all 4 of them on the pitch, and it got past the VAR official. I don't know the names of the officials, but I mean these guys they've been in the league for for a long, long time. You know these names. But it was, and Jack Grealish was definitely effervescent. And I'm glad to see he took the headband off. He took my advice last week. So, way to go, Jack. Keep plugging away, buddy. You can do fine. So yeah, I think it should have been a 1-1 draw, but Palace picked up all 3 points. And I'm still not going to change my mind on VAR because of that.
I mean,
it's still not a perfect.
Yeah,
system,
it's not perfect. I don't want it to be perfect.
Yeah,
because a perfectly called game is boring and slow. You have to stop every 5 minutes for them to look at it. So yeah, we definitely don't want that. Everton were able to get a 3-2 win over Wolverhampton, which was an amazing win from Everton. They were able to, every time Everton scored, Wolverhampton would score. And they were able to get the third one right at the brink of death, get the 3 points over Wolverhampton, which was a really good fight for them. I think it was a much needed 3 points to get them a little bit higher up on the table. And again, we talked about it. Leicester City still unbeaten, 3-1 over Bournemouth. Jamie Vardy, again, scoring ridiculous goals.
Goals that no one has a right to score.
Oh, absolutely not.
I mean, he's upside down, backwards, facing the wrong goal, swings a foot around, smashes the ball into the back of the net.
Yeah.
Almost, I don't even know. I don't know. Some kind of ninja stuff going on. And that's really exciting, considering that just a few years ago, this cat was playing non-league ball.
Yep.
And more than one team passed him over.
And it seemed like after his season with Leicester where they won the title, he was on a roll, and he kind of slowed down the season afterwards. It seemed like, oh, well, this is how we stop him. But he's changed his game.
Yeah.
He realized that, okay, I'm being stopped too much. Let me just kind of shift something. Yeah. And it's working again, which is exactly what you want from a player.
Yeah, and that's good tactics. Hey,
exactly. This isn't working. Let me change it. Brilliant.
Brilliant.
So I have a little bit of news. Let's go over next week's games real quick. Liverpool, Newcastle. Liverpool have had quite an easy start to the season. The only real challenge they had was Arsenal. They just kind of shook them off. Brighton and Burnley. Manchester United and Leicester, Sheffield United and Southampton, Tottenham and Palace, Wolves and Chelsea, Norwich and City, Bournemouth and Everton, Watford and Arsenal, and Villa and West Ham. So that's some pretty exciting games.
There's going to be some good games.
I'm excited to see how United go up against Leicester.
I was just going to say that. That looks like it's going to be a good match. Sheffield and Southampton is going to be good. Kind of interested to see how the Bournemouth-Everton game goes too, and the Villa West Ham. That'd be a good.
Yeah.
All the claret and blue running around.
I have a little bit of news.
You said that already.
I did. I'm sorry. Henrik Mkhitaryan is no longer at Arsenal after playing against Tottenham.
He just played.
He literally just played against Tottenham. He has joined Roma on loan.
I think that's a bad move for them.
I think it is as well. I think
he had a pretty good game the other day.
He came on as a sub, but I think their ideology is we have Nicolas Pepe. But, I mean, then you have depth. But, anyways. And then the other piece of news that I have is apparently 2 Manchester United players have left their international squads due to injury. Aaron Wan-Bissaka has pulled out of the English squad due to a back injury. And Paul Pogba has pulled out of the French squad. So,
for injury?
For injury. It didn't say what injury, but apparently he has pulled out due to an injury.
And speaking of pulling out of the squad, Xherdan Shaqiri.
Oh, yeah.
Has voluntarily backed out of the Swiss squad because he wants to focus on getting a starting position at Liverpool.
Big Shaq's trying to get his starting back.
Yep. Yeah.
Respect.
I mean, bring it up, man. Bring it on. I'd like to see him play more. And apparently he and Jurgen Klopp have a really good relationship. But you know, I mean, he's a world class player.
He just doesn't fit into the tactics right now.
Yeah. So he wants to focus on that, and again, you know, respect. You know, I don't know if that's a good move or a bad move.
We'll have to wait and see.
But you know, so yeah, that's pretty cool. But I have nothing further.
That's all I got.
There you go. See y'all next week. No, we won't, because next week is the first international break. The next matches will be the week after that. Which is September 19th.
Also, it kind of works out because we'll probably be recovering from a hurricane anyways.
True. So anybody who's watching,
we want to wish everybody
in the area,
be safe.
We're still not sure what's going on. It's only Tuesday. Anything could happen. They say it might be here by Christmas. We don't know.
Hopefully it doesn't sit on us like Florence.
Yeah. So if you're in the area, you know, please be safe. Make sure you got all your stuff together. Have a plan. Have a backup plan. Have a backup plan. And make sure everybody in your family knows about them. Anyway, good luck. Be safe. This is Inside the Six with Ian and Thomas. We'll see you after the international break. Shout out and very much thanks to our friend Macrophonic MC. Check out the links there to his music. He lets us use his music for the intro and outro. He's very talented and super good dude. Check him out. Thanks to him for letting us do that. I'd buy him a beer, but he doesn't drink. Anyway, and shout out to Thomas. He does all the production, editing, direction, you name it. That's that. Check out the t-shirt shop. Leave us comments. Send us messages.
Check out our social media.
Check out social media. The links are all there. Click the bell so you get notifications. Click subscribe. And we'll see you again in 2 weeks.
Thanks, guys.
Dear Mr. A&R, we all struggling artists. Realize the world is cold, but we came here to spark it. Swimming little guppies in a sea full of sharks. It's gonna take a miracle to not end up.